Wow. Howdy, y'all. Today I'm going to share a video I made quite some time ago with a longtime friend of mine, Adelina Mae. Addie is a young competition shooter, and she's gone on to become this just unbelievable savage of a competitor. But before that, she was a young whippersnapper hanging out with us at the local matches. This is a video I made for her that she shared on her channel. Go ahead and check out her channel as well. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Like and subscribe, guys. All that good fun stuff. Wow, I really need... This is just a shame. This poor guy. I need to fix you, buddy. I really... You were a good Rudolph for a time, but... I'm gonna go fix my archery target. Enjoy the video, guys. Boom.
Fast life, the fast living. They see the ambition, they know I'm past driven. Look, we are not the same, this is not a game. I be swerving through the city in and out of lanes. Yeah, cause if I see it, then I want it, then you better know I got it. Ain't no options, I'm about to do the damn thing. I'm an outlaw, you can never catch me. I'm in first place, you can never. These are the moments, only got one life. This is your moment, whether wrong or right. You're your own enemy, your own enemy, your own enemy, yeah. When I fall, I keep running. Feel the pain, but I love it, yeah. You know I'm built for it, you ain't gotta ask twice.
What's up, guys? It's Luke here. I'm here with my friend Adelina Teets.
Hello.
And Addie Teets is a young new shooter, and just wanted to ask her a couple questions and kind of talk about her story and history into competitive shooting, practical shooting. You're shooting USPSA right now.
Yes,
You
sir.
haven't done any IDPA yet.
No, I have not.
Why? Because we won't let you.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. I actually enjoy a good IDPA match.
Yet, you call it.
It's hard finding a good IDPA match.
Okay. So is that what you... Or... Did you not want me to say that on the video?
Gonna bleep that out of the video. So we're out here at the range today. Got it on. Fired a lot of ammo today.
Yeah, honestly.
How much did you shoot?
I don't know. I just kind of took it out of the bin.
I shot 200 rounds rifle and another 200 pistol.
So I definitely
But
shot
you
more
did
than
like
that.
400 or 500 pistol because you shot more
Yeah.
than me. Anyway, so we're out here today, and I just thought we'd interview Addie real quick, kind of talk about her journey into shooting and practical shooting, and maybe share a couple tips out there for some of you younger, newer shooters.
Yeah.
So, how did you get started shooting?
You dragged me into it.
That was a quick and easy
Just
answer.
kidding. Well, okay, so my dad took me out shooting when I was really young, so I've probably been shooting since I was 5, and I was a lot shorter then, you know, the whole story. And then it was just like pellet rifles, and every time we would go camping, it would be bring out the 45, 1911, and then he met you guys, he went out with you, and then convinced you to let me go out with you guys.
In which I declined.
Yeah, but I
at
still
first.
came.
And you showed up with a 1911.
And I was
like, is that a good
I was
idea?
definitely 12 years old then.
Yeah, I looked at your dad. I was like, that's why you putting her on a 1911.
Yeah.
He's like, she's fine, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
But it worked. You could shoot.
Yeah.
And then we were like, here, try this. And I gave you one of my my Glock 34 at the time. And you just shot that for a while.
Yeah, I did. And then he sold it. And I almost cried. I'm just kidding.
You
But
were
I was
mad.
very sad.
Yeah.
I was very frustrated because I loved that gun. And then I went to a Glock 19 and just was kind of messing around, you know. Like I would go out every once in a while, but I kind of slowed down after that.
Yeah.
When I started high school. And then last year, I went out to a match. You kind of just made me go. And it was an experience, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Because it's intimidating, your first match.
And you kind of got started into it a little different than most kids. You kind of like saved up money and bought your own gun because you were like, what was the point where you were like, okay, I'm diving all into this, I'm gonna save money, so for the story, she was bugging me about going shooting and shooting a match. And you know, I get a lot of friends that are always like, that's a bee.
It is a B.
Get out of here. I just smacked him.
We'll just edit
He's like,
that out.
Where was I? So I had tried. I don't like taking a lot of new shooters shooting, and I definitely don't like taking new people to matches. So the majority of the time what I say is like, hey, I want to come shoot these matches with you. I'll say to somebody, okay, cool, go buy a gun, and here's the link, you know, go buy this Safariland holster and this double mag pouch, and you need at least 4 magazines, and buy 3,000 rounds of ammo. And with you, I think I said 1,500 rounds of competition ammo, and then another 2,000 rounds of just the cheapest stuff you could find to practice with. And you saved up your babysitting money, and you literally bought a gun and ammo. I remember you're like, I have this much, how much is that ammo? It's this much money. Okay, and I got a check from you, I think, and you were like ready to go. So
yeah, that was like December-ish that I was like ready. Yeah. Because we were shooting beginning of the school year in like September, October, and then I started like, okay, I want a real gun because I was like over this stock stuff. Let's get something fun. So then I got my Glock 34. So I was back to a 34, and then I shot for a month with the 34, and then I started competition.
Yeah.
And that was January of this year, and it's August, so 8 months.
So Addie's first gun was from a friend of ours, Jonathan, and he had a Glock 34 that was done by Terran Butler, Terran Tactical, but it wasn't really fully Terranized. It just basically has a really good match fit barrel. The gun's completely stock, trigger is stock, but it has Terran's grip job and his barrel, and that's it. And sights at the time. You had his iron sights, which he has a great set of iron sights. And we had talked about switching your sights up a bit, and then we ended up getting you a red dot sight, and you moved right into
it was like a month after I started competing.
Yeah. So we got you a Duke Defense, helped you out, and gave you a good price on a mount and a Loophole Delta Point Pro. But that first match, so you invest all this money, you get the stuff, we get you the gear. What was that first match like?
Well, it was overwhelming, but it was like a good overwhelming because I was with you and you kind of just like introduced me to everybody and showed me the ropes, because I think you definitely have to have somebody that you make contact with and then kind of shadow them. Yeah. It's a whole new world. There's so much to everything and such a learning curve when you start it. I'm still learning, and I know nothing. And it's 8 months later, and it's still around me.
I know, it's around me.
Anyway. Yeah, the first match it's intimidating because you have to walk in knowing that I'm the worst one here. And I remember thinking, I was like, oh, I'll definitely be at the bottom of the leaderboard. No problem. Dead last. Yeah. Like, and that's just how it is. And I wasn't disappointed, even though you know how I am. Like, I just walked in knowing that's just how this is going to go. Yeah. I remember your first match. You actually seemed really confident. I'll say that. You seemed, you were just kind of like, I have nothing to prove here. I'm just going to do my best. But then you were getting upset when you would not do as well as you think you can do. Yeah. But that, I mean, really, my biggest competition is myself. Yeah. In my mind. And with most new competitors that I see, that either is something that drives them to want to do it better and to go home and work at it, or it drives them away. Yeah. And if there's an ego, if there's like I'm the coolest guy out of my group of friends, or I took so-and-so's training class and was the top shot, and then you come out there and you get spanked by, a somebody 5'2" Claudia Vadones. Or a dude in a wheelchair that scooters around the whole thing and shoots better than you. Yeah, it's an ego check, at least with that skill set. But you quickly got into carry optics game. One of the reasons I liked you going into carry optics was it kind of took all the reloads out of play and allowed you to just start focusing on your movement, on your transitions, your speed, your footwork, and all that kind of stuff. I'm usually a fan of people starting off shooting a limited class or carry optics now as their simply because it's just a lot more fun. People have a lot more fun. Guys that get kind of stuck in the production world, they tend to fall out pretty quick because it's just like you're reloading all the time. You can go in with the mentality of I want to learn how to do it the hardest way so everything else is easier, but you're just not going to stick around for that long because it's not fun. Yeah. For you, it's not worth getting up early, getting out to the match, spending money. Putting all the work in. Yeah, it's just not worth it. So once you get better and then progress, it's more fun for you. Yeah. So since then, I don't even have to go with you all the time anymore. You just sort of
go to matches. How often are you shooting now? And what's kind of your goal for the rest of this year going into next year?
So I usually compete once a week on Saturdays, and then if I have the chance to come out and shoot, it's like once a week to train. But sometimes that's not the way it goes, so you have to dry fire at home. And he gets on me about that.
Yeah.
But okay, goals for the rest of the year. I mean, push as hard as I can with this gun. Go as far as I can. I don't really have like, oh, I want to be A class or anything. I mean, maybe.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do. But we're just not going to say that right now.
And what class are you now?
I'm a C class.
Okay.
And I've been C class for a little while.
You made C class really quick.
3 months, yeah.
So you made it from D
February to April or something like that.
Yeah, you were C class. That's really good. That's amazing. And that's
but
legit too. Like,
in that time period, I was burning at least 1,500 rounds a month. There was training days where I burned 700 rounds.
Yeah, you were shooting a lot.
And then I started having issues with my hands.
Okay. What kind of issues?
I never actually went to the doctors, because why would you go to the doctors if you have a problem, right? But somebody said it was tendonitis, and then somebody said it was carpal tunnel. So I just kind of put a brace on, and I ended up having a break just because of circumstances and events happening on Saturdays. I just couldn't make it to matches for like a month straight. But it ended up helping me, because I remember telling people, I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to take a break. I can't do that. I'll just push through it and take an Advil. But it ended up working out, and I came back, and I kind of didn't really have those issues anymore. So I just kind of backed off. I mean, we were out here 2 times a week and then competing, and we would spend lots of rounds downrange. Yeah, I was training a lot, and you were out here almost every time with me. Yeah. Or every other time. It was rare I went a week without shooting with you, for sure. Yeah. It was like, okay, what's your schedule this week for school? Yeah. And then we planned around that, pretty much. Or I would let you know when I was shooting, you would say, okay, I can come this day, I can go that day. Do you feel like you need to, I'll say this about you, I think you made your biggest strides when you weren't shooting with me all the time though, like, but you were dry firing a lot, and like, we were all just kind of like, what the heck, like, how did that happen? How important was dry firing to you starting off in the beginning? It's just kind of like an underlying tool that you're like, oh, I don't need this. This is not important. Why would I need it? No, I'm not going to do this. And then you procrastinate and you don't do it. And then the week that you do it, you see your scores go up by like 10 slots. Yeah. You're like, wait, hold on, what? And it's not even that you're like increasing your speed or getting faster, but like mentally, your mind just knows what to do automatically. It's like the program that Mike Pannone says. It's like, as soon as you touch your gun, your program is booting up, so by the time you present your gun out, you're already ready to go. Your brain isn't processing, okay, what's next? Yeah. So even today, like I dry fired last night, we were working on transitioning and moving the eyes before moving your gun. And today I was able to do that faster. Yeah, yeah, for sure. So. Like I could tell today, just right away in your practice, you were dry firing last night. Yeah. It's funny, I can usually tell when you do or don't. Yeah, or you just don't let me come out. Yeah, there's that too. So she'll ask me sometime on, you know, Thursdays or something like that, like, hey, are you shooting tomorrow? Like, I don't know, did you dry fire? No, not yet. Okay, and I'll say, no, I'm not shooting. And then I show up with all my friends and we shoot, and I'll send her photos. It's like, well, you didn't dry fire this week, you know? So so why are you starting this YouTube channel? What are you going to do with it? Basically, I wanted to give an perspective of a younger shooter, somebody who just started out, which I guess I should be like finishing up those videos for people who just start, because now I'm getting 8 months into it. But there's certain things that people just either they don't remember or they don't tell you, and then as a girl there's different problems that girls have that guys don't when they're packing their bags or clothing and all that stuff. So I wanted to give a different perspective for people to know the things or prepare you for what you're not going to be prepared for. All right. Well, how do we sign this off? I don't know how to sign this off. Bye! Alright, well that's awesome. Can't wait to see the rest of your videos. I'm stoked. Yeah. And what's the first thing you're going to talk about? What's in the next video? It's your first match. Sorry, there's a B. But your first match. First match. Getting to your first match. Okay, cool. Look forward to it. Alright, take care, guys.
You ain't by that fast life. 100 on the dash with the cash light. You ain't by that fast life. Big dog status with your stats like. You ain't bout that fast life. Just know 100 duffels at the bag price. You ain't bout that fast life. 6 speed, yeah, I'm smashing on the gas, gas, gas.